What's up, YouTube fans? Today I'm going to be reviewing the BB7 Toys Yes model YM-06, otherwise known as Dirge. I waited for this guy a little while, but to be honest, I'm not that excited for it, but let's see how good he really is. There's really nothing about the box to talk about, so I'm just going to move right into the figure. I will be comparing this to the other two that we got, the Ramjet and the Thrust figure, so we'll take a look at that. I'm actually not going to open this bag. This is the exact same stuff we got, just painted differently. The two longer missiles, the covers for the arm missiles, and the stickers, everything's in here, so we're not going to open this up. We'll just get this guy out of here. He definitely has a different paint scheme than the rest of them. Now, I don't see a lot of paint on this guy, and we're going to leave the rest of the stuff in here, the Megatron gun and the missiles. We don't need those right now. And taking a quick look at this guy, by the way, I changed my lighting here, so I don't know if this is better or worse. Let me know in the comments below what you think. But in terms of this vehicle mode, there isn't a lot of paint on this guy, and it really just shows it's very boring looking. Yeah, I mean all the plastic is just a molded gray, molded blue, and a molded tan. There's no paint. There's a tiny bit of paint here on the gun and a little bit on the knees here. But that's really about, oh, and the thrusters. But that's really about it. It's very devoid of paint. And same with the stand here. It's just painted to match the airplane. Not painted. I'm sorry. It's molded plastic to match the gray color on this guy. So beyond that, there's not really much to say about this guy. We'll take a quick look at his landing gear here. And BB7 Toys have been doing a pretty good job with their quality control on these guys. They don't seem to have any issues with the figure transforming or the quality of the figure yet. And it does appear to roll just fine. There's no issues there. We'll get this guy up on the stand here. And he fits just fine on a stand. So nothing wrong with the figure really, it's just boring. Yeah, there's nothing really exciting about it. We'll get an image of the G1 Dirge up here in the corner just for comparison, but my take is it's probably pretty close. The wings are maybe a little off, but in terms of colors and in terms of the figure itself, it's pretty close to the G1 cartoon. So he does have the standard features. He's got the air brake here, the moving thrusters on the back. You can reposition these kind of closer to the body and then attach different weapons here and here. Not really going to do that. We kind of covered that in our previous reviews, but you got a lot of options in terms of weapons, and you do have two extra peg holes here at the bottom, on the bottom set of wings, so you've got 4 peg holes total, so you can arm them up quite a bit, and it's nice that they give you that option. But overall, I find this to be a little bit boring in terms of the look and feel of the figure itself. I think it could have benefited from a little bit of paint. Unfortunately, you didn't get any paint applications really. That's really it for vehicle mode. Oh, and we have all the standard stuff. You got the opening cockpit. You got the radar dish under the nose. All the standard things. But we'll get this guy transformed and then take a look at his robot mode, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back from transforming. You know, I gotta say, I don't know what it is about this guy. He's just not impressive. Maybe it's the color scheme. The gray is kind of plain. And, you know, he does have these accents, which is nice. You know, this kind of follows the iGear type of paint. But in terms of the character overall, he's just kind of boring. Like, he doesn't have a lot of paint, and he looks okay. You know, he's got these pretty big wings on his feet, which is fine. And he's got nice joints and everything. It's nice and tight. So there's nothing wrong functionally with this guy, but something about it doesn't scream masterpiece to me. It just looks a little underwhelming. Now, let's bring in Ramjet here, because it's the same figure, but for whatever reason, the paint scheme just seems to make a big difference. I don't know why. Also, this really looks really cool. Having the plain wings here is kind of boring. I did try folding these up actually, but that kind of breaks up the sculpt and it looks sort of weird. So I'm not really a big fan of. You don't really need the flaps here. I do like Ramjet though. I do like the BB7 Toys Ramjet. Something about it just looks cool. It's sort of menacing, and the design that they chose is pretty cool. You know, they kind of have their own design. But I'm not a huge fan of this design. I don't know exactly why. But in terms of articulation, everything's the same. You know, he does have the nice, neat folded up back like this due to the design that they chose. And he articulates just fine. He's got all of the same fixes, like the longer tab on the back. The shoulders still, you know, move a little bit, but these pin in just fine. They're very tight and they don't shake at all. And you do have the nice white booby missiles there. So that's all good and fine. There's nothing wrong there. But I just can't help to think that this is just too boring. I don't know what it is. And, you know, maybe I'm not a fan of the character. That might be part of the problem, is I'm not a huge fan of Dirge. I barely wanted the Coneheads in the first place, you know, and actually now I'm thinking about selling all three as a triplet. I'm probably going to sell it on eBay. But in terms of the character, he's fine, and I will put a image of G1 Dirge up in the corner here, just for comparison's sake. But it doesn't scream masterpiece. It doesn't scream something special. Again, it was only, you know, $90, but still, there's something about it that I guess I just don't see it as being. I wasn't excited by it. But not to say those people that like Coneheads, they're going to be happy with this. This completes the trio. Let's bring in all three here. And so you've got, you know, three good-looking bots and three good-looking plane modes. They all look good in plane mode. They all have the right features and the right paint. I haven't applied the Decepticon logos to this one. I'm probably not going to do that just because I'd like to sell this one. So, but other than that, you know, pretty consistent. BB7 Toys has really been delivering consistent releases with these guys, and including all of the accessories. They haven't included instructions or a trading card, probably because it's not what I was told was, since the transformation is not exactly the same as the Takara version because they made some slight molding changes, they didn't include the instructions because they would have to change the instructions, which cost money. They're trying to save money for buyers, which is fine. I'm okay with not having that. So overall, not too bad. Good quality, just not anything to write home about. That's it, guys. So we'll be reviewing Elagos next. We're waiting for him to show up. I also have a very special figure. It's not a Transformer. It's on its way. It's a very expensive transformer, a very expensive figure that I bought. And I'm really excited to review it. It's the first time I'm not reviewing a Masterpiece Transformer on this channel. So you have that to look forward to. And I promise it's something really awesome. And I think people are going to like it. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like, and leave me any comments.